So strength stacking is pretty good. I'm willing to bet that right now you're wondering how the heck is this possible? You must have a mage blood, right? Let me break it down for you. For the uninitiated, strength stacking is not something you just have on the side like some oversalted tongue-numbing McDo french fries. Nope. It's the juicy delicious main course that you can't get enough of. You need a lot of strength. I'm talking strength on gear, synthesized strength items, strength on your tree, strength on jewels, strength on jewels, you get the picture. The build uses Brutus Lead Sprinkler at its core and is built entirely around it. The mod adds 4 to 7 fire damage per 10 strength, gives us a massive amount of fire damage since we're able to get around 1900 to 2000 strength when all is said and done. Pair that with the new Recombobulator strength stacking boots and you've got yourself at least 1 bajillion base damage. Just pick a skill that works with maces. Obviously I went with Molten Strike and you should be good to go. Beyond just stacking strength, the build takes advantage of a handful of other cool interactions to scale the damage into the absurd. The Iron Will Keystone accounts for literally more than half of our damage thanks to the Wombo combo that is pairing it with Battle Mage's Cry and the Red Blade banner. The shield gives us infinite Warcry power, and the Battle Mage's Cry makes it so that our spell damage affects our attack damage, which is why this combo is so freaking good. We're also able to reach 100% crit thanks to the Interrogation Cluster Jewel that makes it so our crits inflict brittle instead of chill or freeze. And before you interrupt me and write out an angry essay telling me that my fire damage doesn't inflict brittle, you dummy, let me introduce you to my new best friend, the Blizzard Crown. See that little bit of flat cold damage there at the top? That gets scaled well enough for us to inflict 6 to 7% brittle on most endgame bosses, which translates to about 50% crit thanks to the elevated Warlord mod that's also on there that gives us 1% crit per 10 strength and capped accuracy. This cost me 15x to make and it's not even that great. Naturally, the rest of our crit comes from a Diamond Flask, a Bottled Faith, a couple medium cluster jewels, and our Berserker Ascendancy nodes. For additional damage and attack speed, we use Ancestral Protector, Blood Rage in a cast on damage taken setup, Sniper's Mark with Mark on hit, and of course, Berserk. No, we don't talk about that one. When reaching a boss, make sure to place your totem down. Press left click for your Warcry, cast Berserk once the boss is vulnerable, and proceed to delete said boss from the game. Now before you run off and try and recreate this yourselves, let me give you a reality check. This build is squishy AF, my dude. Juicy tier 16s?
Nope.
Wave 30 Simulacrum?
Nope.
Uber bosses? Some of them. Cyrus was a joke, and I was able to scrape through Uber Maven and Shaper, but the others? Good luck. Our only defenses involve 50-50 attack and spell block thanks to Iron Fortress and the Versatile Combatant Keystone, Fortify, which we get from a Cluster Jewel, about 15k armor, which is exactly none, Val Molten Shell, and the ability to Leech Slam out of danger, sometimes. Also, we have this life gained on hit Watcher's Eye that keeps us topped up most of the time while mapping. You could invest into defense and be way tankier than me, and you probably should, but I, for one, became addicted to the deep. P.S. You see, initially I started off as a young juggernaut, making my way through the Atlas, completing maps one by one like a noob until I had done them all. As I injected more and more steroids into my veins and bought the overpriced 26 Canadian dollar Marauder skin, I came to the conclusion that a meager 7 or 8 million DPS wasn't enough anymore. I needed more. I gave up all of my quality of life and swapped to a Berserker to embrace the PoB warrior that resided within me and was able to reach roughly 60 to 70 million Shaper DPS on paper, assuming this DPS calculator isn't lying to me, of course. This is the part where you ask me how much it costs, and unfortunately I tell you, I don't know. If you wanted to reproduce this on a 1-to-1 scale right now, I'd guess it'll cost you anywhere between 50 to 70 exalts or so, but I'm dead serious when I say that I started this build at level 28 with 1 chaos invested into a Brutus Lead Sprinkler on the first day of the league, and was able to take it to this point by just playing the build. There's a Path of Building link down below, make sure you read the notes section since there's a giant write-up explaining way more about the build that I didn't get into here. Feel free to ask me any questions you might have, like the video if you had a good time, and have yourselves a wonderful day.